everybody.
Happy New Year.
Welcome to Rob's Rules, and I got a fantastic, awesome, terrific panel here. I'm so pumped up today as we start the new year on the channel. My daughter's screaming. She's hollering already for the panel. She's going nuts. It's Gary and Diamond and Tiffany and Zod. She's all excited. She's all excited. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Rob's Rules. I'm here. You're there. Well, we're all there. It's great to see everybody in the chat. And Maya wants to say hi to the panel. A little early, but go ahead. Say hi. Hi. Who's that? You see Gary?
Hi.
See Tiffany?
Hi, Tiffany.
That's Diane.
Hi, Maya.
And that's Zod.
That's Zod.
Hi.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Hey.
The man, the
Hey,
cool.
Diamond, I love those blue lips that you put there. I love that.
All right. I'll call you in a little bit. It's so good to see everybody. Happy New Year's. We start the channel. A lot going on. We're going to talk about Johnny Depp's appeal today. But before we get into that, we got to talk about all these great people who have joined me. We're going to start with your boy Gary, who's going to be on the Billboard charts. I see that coming. Very soon, he's going to be #1 across the country, across the world. Gary, what's up? What do you got going on, Mr. Robinson?
What is up, man? What I got going on is here right now with you guys. That's it. That's all I'm worried about. More music coming, more videos coming. I know I'm slacking, but there's a lot going on my side, man.
And, of course, a Diamond is a woman's best friend, and she's drinking some coffee over there.
No, it's a hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate. It's great to see you,
hot toddy.
How are you?
Very good. We're starting off the new year great.
Yeah, good to see you. Pretty happy. And of course, we have someone who's climbing up the subscriber list. She's been putting out video after video after video. I hope you guys are watching. I hope we get this to 100 today. Would be fantastic. I'm talking about none other than the great Tiffany Daniels. How are you, Tiffany?
Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. Hey, guys.
So good to see you. Happy New Year. And of course, how could I forget the man who came from another planet, Krypton, who fought in the Kryptonian Wars, who went to a galaxy far, far away, and it came to Earth to let everybody know to kneel before him. He became a general. He is General Zod. How are you, General?
Well, you know, there's really only one thing I could say to that magnificent and glorious introduction. Hi, everybody. It is the most earth-breaking, ground-shaking, but never media show money-taking, the man, the myth, the legend, the most electrifying YouTuber in YouTube entertainment today, General Zod.
Yes.
Thank you for having me on.
And as always, before we talk about Johnny Depp's appeal, there's a lot of great people in the chat. It's time for what I always do right before we start. It's Maya's roll call. It's time for my little Maya to come on in here and say hi to everybody. Maya, it's your turn. You ready?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to go through the list. You ready to say hi to some people?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let me get the list ready.
I'm happy here.
Okay.
As you can see me.
All right, so hi. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Say hi to.
Hi, DM.
There you go. Oh, who's that?
Hi, what you want?
What you want? Who's that?
Hi, Furry.
For that's good enough. That's good. Who's this?
Hi,
Silver.
Hi, Silver.
There you go. Who's this? Wait. Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Okay. Who's that?
Hi, Amanda.
Amanda. Who's that?
Hi, Steve.
Steve. Right. Make it go. Who's that? June.
Hi, June.
There you go. Here you go. We're gonna go by his last name. This is Ahem.
Hi, Ahem.
There you go. There you go. This is Talon.
Hey, hi, Taylor.
There you go. Can you say this name?
No.
Caroline.
Hi, Caroline.
There you go. There you go. That means, oh.
Hey.
Yazida.
Hi, Yazida.
Okay, one more. I'll give you one more because you seem a little tired today. You seem.
No, I don't.
Who's that?
Hi.
Rosie.
Hi, Rosie.
That's Rosie. You should know Rosie. Oh, here. That's Henrika.
Hi, Henrika.
There you go. Oh, this is.
Hi, Cherry K.
Ah, you know who Cherry is. I know you know.
Cherry. Hey, Kim.
Hey, Kim. There you go. There you go.
That's
Oh.
Hi, Donna.
Yes. Donna. Yay. Donald's here. Oh. Who's that? Tammy. Tammy. You don't recognize Tammy? Come on. Tammy's here all the time. Here, how about this? You know her, right?
Hi, Mary.
Mary. I know Mary. Do you know this person?
Hi, Edward.
Edward. There you go. There you go. Did I miss anybody? Oh, okay. Here's one more I missed.
Hi.
Tina.
Hi, Tina.
I think we got him. Oh, we missed one guy. I have to say hi to him.
Hi.
Jedi.
Hi, Jedi.
It's a Jedi Purge. It's my buddy.
Yay!
Okay.
Can I get a snack?
Can you get a snack? You got to ask Mama. I can't tell you. I'm streaming. Go. Oh, later. We'll talk later. Okay, so anyway, for those who missed, we talked about Johnny Depp's appeal in the first stream. I think Gary and Zod were here. Tiffany and Diamond weren't. I'm going to try to sum it up very fast and get Diamond's opinion on it because she didn't get to talk a lot. And I felt real bad. And I want to get Tiffany's also because it's the first time she's here. So basically, Johnny Depp's, for the first half, we're saying, how can you ignore the insurmountable amount of evidence we provided and make a decision without giving us a reason? Like, what is the reasoning behind you stating that Johnny Depp is guilty in 12 of these 14 incidents when we provided everything from witnesses and witness statements and 19, there was 2 officers. How do you ignore this to make this decision? This is what they said in the first half of the appeal. And the Diamond, I want to get your thoughts on how you feel.
Honestly, when it came to the judge, I found it a little bit suspicious. I mean, a lot of people would say that that he was being old school, but here's the thing that's it's very small, probably doesn't mean anything. But I remember reading in the documents that he was asking about if Io Tiller Wright prefers to be a man, called a man or a woman. It kind of made me wonder, like, how did he know to ask that? If he really had any contact with AH, or if his wife had no contact with AH, how would he know to ask that? Especially if he's such an old school guy.
Well, I mean, our suspicions through the community, in our opinion, is that he did have connections to Heard's attorney because he wrote a book. I don't know if people are aware of this. He wrote a book, and the co-author, his wife was the mentor of Amber Heard's attorney. So this, there's that. Plus, we don't know about Rupert Murdoch, stuff like that. So really, this, I don't know, something's up.
And the fact that Rupert Murdoch's son is one of the chairmen alongside with Elon Musk.
Right.
You can't ignore that.
You're right. Tiffany, what are your thoughts about Johnny Depp's appeal so far?
Well, I know a lot of people, like she had said, that he's being old school, but here's the thing. When you have that many facts, pictures, hospital documents, audio, and you're just going to disbelieve that because she's a woman, even some judges who are inclined towards being that way, when you're facing that kind of mountain of evidence, then to me that means somebody is lining your pockets to make you think that everything the woman says is correct. There's no real other logical explanation I could think of. I mean, you can be old school, but still you see a mountain of evidence and you're not going to be able to ignore that. But if somebody's lining your pockets, though, now that's a different story. Just my opinion.
I agree, and everybody's entitled to their opinion, and that's a really good opinion. I have to get this before I hear from Gary and Zod. Donald Dolan said, thank you all. I'm very tired of not having full use of my legs. As you know, Donald had a mini stroke. Oh my God. Sorry, lost me for a second. Not having full use of my legs, and when they go completely numb out of nowhere, causing me to lose my balance and fall. Well, Donald, I mean, we're all hoping you get better. I mean, seriously, it's been it hasn't been fun watching you, go. Oh my God, I'm switching everybody here like musical chairs. Sorry, I'm having. It's like, wait a minute, he goes here, she goes there. I'll put him. How did that happen? That was a total accident. Sorry. And so I feel bad for Donald, and we all hope you're feeling better, Donald. We all love you, the whole community. Hang in there, man. That's all I can. Speaking of which, I have to take this. I don't believe Donald again. Donald wrote, in honor of the kickoff of the
Donald.
He said, congratulations. Well, thank you, Donald, man. I appreciate it. You've been so kind and so generous to this channel and me. And I can't thank you enough for all you've done. Thank you so much, man. You've been fantastic. And I hope everybody put some love in there, just like this for him. Give Donald some love, and I appreciate that. So now we'll get, I guess, because I put Gary on the top. Gary, what are your thoughts about so far about the appeal and what they say and how Johnny Depp's team is handling this right now?
Well, man, I'm with everybody else. It's straight on point. And I'm still with the whole, my conspiracy theory thing of, everything that Tiffany was saying too, just the whole connections with all of this that's going on. Pockets Field, for sure. He's going to be retiring soon anyway. So I'm pretty sure he wanted to go out with a bang on this one. And first of all, Donald, you take care of yourself, man. You take care of yourself. You get some rest first and foremost, before this whole Johnny Depp thing, all of this stuff. You take care of yourself because you are a phenomenal person. You just really are. You've taken care of so many of us, and you didn't have to. But yeah,
that
going
goes
back to that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it definitely goes without saying. You're absolutely right, man. But yeah, it's just it's what everybody's been saying, man. It's BS. It really is. And the appeal process, what Johnny's team put through was just spot on, man. I mean, come on. Can't get any better than that.
General, I think Gary has said what he's piece. So, General, now it's your turn. I'm going to give you the spot.
I'm trying to give him a little bit to say still with that, because we.
That's good, man. I think you've all said exactly what I was hoping to say.
Well, people know me as a man of few words here. And I don't have very strong opinions at all. So hopefully I convey my thoughts. Okay, but I think it's a bunch of BS, honestly. It is a bunch of shenanigans. The biggest crock of eep about this whole thing is that to see how the justice system is being manipulated. Look, I'm not an idiot. I'm not a stranger. Historically, the justice system has been an on and off again thing. But at this point, with a case like this, it hinges on so much more. Because if people are allowed to make, thank you, Gary, if people are allowed to make false accusations and they're allowed to win, that sends a bad message. And look, we're not talking this is the Amber Heard thing, because I think that's a different ball game. We're talking about this is the stereotypical media bullshit that Johnny called them out on, which they clearly slandered someone's name with no evidence. And look, there's a difference, because you get those idiots, and then you get a few people who are going to go, but Zod, what about freedom of speech? There's a difference between freedom of speech and putting out a story that needs to be said and being silenced from telling facts and truth, to slandering someone's name, calling them something they're not, and printing it as truth. And these are two very different things. And the media has been weaponizing knowledge, and they've been weaponizing their platforms will say for years. So when Johnny went up against the Sun, this is important, getting this overthrown, because one, it shows the clear connections of the media. Because make no mistake, if you don't think the Times or the Wall Street Journal and all of these guys aren't power players, you are seriously delusioned. These guys have money. They've had money for years. That's how they've gotten where they've gotten to with stories. But there's a line. There's a point where the media needs to be held accountable, just like everybody else, for wrong and unfactual things that they put out or personal biases. This needs to be overturned. This judge needs to be pointed out. And I don't give a shit if he's retiring. Then you need to lambaster that man's name, because if you're going to go out like that and you're going to figure, oh, I'm just going to destroy someone's career and livelihood before I go and give him a what for as I exit out the door, then that man needs to be scrutinized, because if he's biased with this case, then he's probably been biased in the past, probably been brought up and paid for. How many other innocent people didn't get a fair trial from the same guy? And see, that is the danger right there. When you placate to one side and you are a judge, everything else you've ever done has to now come into question because you made this one decision. And this is why this is so big. This is why this is so important. It's not just Johnny Depp. You're talking the legal system. You're talking a system in place to protect people. And the UK has become a shithole with that. I'm sorry, pardon my language, but they really have. Their politics have been disgusting. They've attacked multiple people. Big Doctor Who fan. They absolutely attacked that medium, right? So the BBC has become a political crap hole now for months, and it seems to be a war on the people. And this just further proves that. This man needs to be held accountable. These guys need to do the right thing and overturn this decision. And judges who have no personal biases or connections to Musk or the Sun or any of these other people that are involved, they need to be vetted and made sure that they have no personal vested interest in this case, and it needs to be retried fairly. If he loses fairly, that's one thing. But don't stab someone in the back while you're hugging them and tell me that it's legit. I don't buy it. Hopefully I didn't take up too much time. Thanks. I just had to get that all out.
Man, you freaking nailed it. Nailed it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
The judge is going to have to kneel before Zod, okay? Let's just put it that way.
Donald says, General Zod, I hope you like Gary's rendition of your theme song. He's incredible.
Oh, yes. By the way, if you guys want to hear the theme song, that Mr. Gary down below, he's all shy and like, oh, I did all right. It was great. Go check out my Batman video. It's Batwoman. I put that song in my intro, and so many people came out and were like, no, that's an intro. And I was like, I'm going to have to put this guy on retainer now. I'm going to have to hire you, Gary, and you work out. So.
Man, you don't have to pay me shit. It's all love, man. It's all love between all of us. We support each other.
Exactly. Also, let me get into, so basically I was up to, just to read, I was up to number 6 on the appeal. So I'm basically summed up the 5. You see how everybody feels. I'm just going to keep going. So this might, I don't know if I'll get it all in, but we'll just keep going. And I'll try to skim through it to make it too boring. Okay, so number 6 said, further, these findings have reached in a judgment that has been very widely publicized, which is only devastating to Johnny Depp, of course, but also wider repercussions for, I love this sentence, wider repercussions for alleged victims and those who are wrongly accused of domestic violence. Oh, that is beautiful said. Love how that is said. Love how they put this in here. It is the result of a high-profile libel trial, one which until relatively recent would ordinarily have been determined by a jury. That should be highlighted and underlined. Where the evidence and argument was closely followed and examined by the public as it proceeded. So I'm going to jump right to Diamond and let's get her thoughts on. I thought that was beautiful. I mean, to talk about the victims here. Oh, it was just beautiful. I love how that was said. But Diamond, your thoughts on that one?
Honestly, I think it should have been judged by a jury in the first place. Because then the jury would have questioned why exactly the writer of the article, Dan Wooten, was never brought to the stand in the first place. Why was Jennifer Howell not questioned? And why were the statements of the LAPD officers disregarded? It makes no sense. Those officers could actually get in trouble if their statements were proven to be a lie. This could put their job at risk. And the judge just put no thought into that. He didn't put any thought to the evidence at all. I sometimes wonder how much thought he actually had in this case. Like, how biased and how clueless do you have to be to ignore mountains and mountains of evidence?
I agree. I agree. And I think what they said here about domestic violence victims is so true, because that's what this case is about. It's not just about him. We've been saying this on my channel. We've been saying this on other channels. It's not just about John. Of course, it's what happened to him is just atrocious.
Yes.
But what it's also about, and we're trying to get the word out. That's what we're all here for. We're trying to get the word to the public, because the media is certainly not helping us, like Gary and Zod was saying. We're trying to, listen, it's not just him, man. It's male victims. There's female victims. You don't believe the people who are actually telling the truth at times. It's just a horrible thing. It really is horrible. Go ahead, Diamond.
Honestly, that woman should have been in jail a long time ago, and she should have stayed there. She either needs to be in jail or she needs to be committed. Either way, she needs to be locked away, because she is, and I am not even being dramatic here, she is a danger to society.
Yeah.
She is a danger to society. Showing this, spreading this word on hashtag believe all women, and that only women can be victims. And when in her case, it's already been proven that, yeah, she's a woman, and she's thrown punches at her husband and her ex-wife.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. She has a history of this.
Yes.
He does not. And how you don't believe his former lovers, who will all say the same thing about this guy. The only thing he hurt was my heart. Not physically, just feelings, emotions. But she's, like you said, beat up her sister,
Yes.
beat up her ex-lover in an airport.
Yep.
And look what she did there. Cut off his finger. Come on, man. Anybody who's got that partner, cut off your finger.
She almost killed him with that injury, and she does not care. This woman lacks empathy.
Yeah. That's I couldn't have said that any better. But I just got to get a minute. I got to get this in. So just give me a second. Linda with the super chat, if you can see it over there, giving me the thumbs up, giving us the thumbs up. Linda A, love you. Thank you so much. And there it is. I see it doesn't show the sticker, so I'll just show it again. Unfortunately, there's Linda. Thank you, Linda, so much for supporting me. You've been great. I can't thank you enough. By the way, there are memberships up. I think if you want to become a member of my channel, you're going to get special things. We're going to do special live streams when I get enough members. Only members only. So we could talk about the channel. It'll be run by you guys, basically, just to let you know. So I know it should be available now. And Lisa, also, thank another one who's been very kind to me, says, thinking AH is blackmailing Elon Musk. I've been saying this all along. You know what? I'm gonna turn that over to Tiffany and see what she thinks about it. Tiff, what do you think about that?
Well, you do have to kind of wonder. They've been supposedly broken up, for a few years now. So why would he, as an ex, be that ardently on his side? Like, even if you are friendly exes, I don't know if you guys have like maybe a friendly ex in the past, would you ask them to start handling all of your lawyer bills? I mean, what is that? Why would an ex do that? So the only really thing I can come up with is she's either still has an emotional hold on him, or she's blackmailing him with something. It's got to be one or the other. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense that somebody who's supposedly an ex is flipping the bill for everything.
Well,
I agree.
That's a good point, Tiffany, because that's a typical narcissistic attitude, man. Because my ex comes to me all the time to, handle issues with her son, still to this day, and we've been split for about 2 years now, but her son and I still have a good relationship, but he's actually up in Chicago living with his dad. And I'm like, why can't you guys handle this? You know what I'm saying? The kid's 20 years old now, but you're still coming to me to handle your issues with your son. That's what they do, And then stupid guys like us, we cave. Like, yeah, I'll help you out. No problem.
Well, you know what it is too. You care about your child, and
That was my
sometimes
stepson, man, for 10 years.
and that's the
10
thing. So
years.
you have to think like, okay, if I don't do A, will I see him again? Will this be used against me? You got the thing is here, which people take advantage of, because I can tell you, I work in the court. They use children, which is the worst thing in the world, when they use these children like pawns, and like, well, if you don't do A, you're not going to see your kid again, or I'm going to put order protection so you can never see your kid, for 2 years or whatever. It's the child suffers because the child needs both the mom and the dad, even if they are split. It's very important to have that connection with the bonding, because at one point you both loved each other. At one point you both agreed to have this child together, and even if you can't get along, you both need to be respectful to each other and understand that this child needs both of you no matter what. I mean, it's very important.
And that's a great point too. But in this instance, the point I'm trying to make is there are guys that are suckers sometimes, and I believe in this instance that Elon is just a sucker. Because I love the kid. So if she needs anything from me for the kid, then I'm going to do it. She doesn't really have anything on me, but in Elon's case, they have a whole nother issue. She may really have something on him, especially with those embryos. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I forgot about that. All right, so who did I get? I got Gary. Okay, General, I'm gonna let you get your thoughts in.
Me personally, I'm a single father. I've gone through the horrendous system that is in place as far as being a good father. I'm one of them crazy people that actually fought for custody of my daughter, and the mother wound up being the one in this situation that kind of went crazy in a sense, and went about her business. Not being a bad mother, but as far as us, combustible elements, right? And I see a lot of that in this. There's times where you get two people.
Zod, I'm sorry, man. I don't mean to interrupt, but the mic seems like it's really loud and crackling.
Oh, am I? How do I sound now?
Love you too, Maria. Yeah, I just saw that. I'm sorry.
All right.
Yeah,
but
just...
when you
go ahead.
Am I still okay? When you put two elements together that are highly combustible, you have a situation where you'll get an explosion. And I feel like no matter where Amber goes, she is a walking combustible element, no matter who she ends up with. With this Eli thing, I don't know much, but I do get the sense from everything that I've just heard, going based off of what I've heard and the things I've read, he just seems like, as we call them in New York, a sucker. I mean, he just seems like a guy who got hustled, honestly, She probably got something on him. I wouldn't doubt that. And the dude got hustled. It's happened to guys throughout history. The thing is, though, with going through this, in my personal life, I've found that in the court system and being a single father, it's a very hard thing to do. And it's just like women who are single mothers out there, right? It's not easy in general being a single parent. And when you find someone else, like in your situation, who could help you out with that, it's a great help. But what the person has to remember is that no matter what, the responsibility is still theirs. Okay. Like I'm with my girlfriend. We've been together for a while now, a year and some change. I love her to death. But while I appreciate her helping me out, I don't expect her to do that, because it is my responsibility to make sure that I take care of my child. If she helps me and she wants to help me in that sense, then yeah, that's cool. I appreciate it. I'm really glad to have that. But that's not because she's with me, it automatically makes it her responsibility too. No, I'm the parent. And this is where you have these issues that come up, is that at a certain point, the people become comfortable in that situation, and they become comfortable with someone doing these other things, and it gets people into trouble. Who knows what's going on with that Elon Musk thing? I think there's something personal there, and whatever it is, he got caught up into it. God, guys, for the life of me, I can't figure out what the appeal is with Amber Heard. Me personally, I'm a Jessica Alba guy. I don't know what it is. like everybody just seems to fall head over heels for this chick. Everywhere I turn, I went to the theaters, and my boy Liam Neeson has a new movie come out. I'm super hyped because I will watch Liam Neeson chase after anything. And who do I see as the FBI agent who's chasing him? And I look at my girl and I go, no, please, God. Yep, Amber Heard. And I'm like, why is she everywhere? Everywhere. I don't get it. I don't get the appeal of this chick. I really don't. I don't understand it. Maybe someone can explain it to me.
Hey man, I'll take Diamond Nice blue lips over that for any day. Go ahead,
I think
Diamond.
it's because she's blonde. Because you got to remember, what kind of women has Elon always been with? Blonde.
That's what about his current? His current's a brunette, no?
She first had her hair dyed midnight black, but then over time she colored back to blonde. But then she had the roots colored to orange.
Oh.
She doesn't stick to one color. I can tell that. She does not like to stick with the same color. And another thing is that with Amber Heard, she has no issue with showing off her body.
Yeah.
I've seen pictures of her on eBay, hardly anything on.
Did she do that at an award show? That she had like this really revealing dress she wore? I've seen pictures of that too. I should have posted it.
She's done so much of that. I don't think I can even narrow it down to just one.
See, here's the if I may interject just for a second, man. This is the thing about people like
Maria
this.
says, "Tell us how you really feel, Gary." Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you how I really feel, and then I'm gonna ask Tiffany her opinion on this one after I say what I say. They're very cunning, man. They're pros. Okay, they know how to manipulate. They know how to charm you. They know how to make you feel like, ooh, you're the world to them, and they'll just flip on you like on a dime, just like that. You know, they're really good at that.
That's what Amanda said. She said she's blonde, like you just said, skinny, and what Gary said, a combination of what you both said, and can make you feel like you're the only person in the world. Exactly what you both said.
There you go, Amanda.
Amanda. Perfect.
All right, Tiffany.
All right. Well, in my experience, it's more than just even making you feel like you're the only person in the world. Most of you watch my channel know that I happen to be high functioning autistic. So that means with narcissists, there are certain things that are going to send up red flags immediate with me that maybe the average person wouldn't necessarily notice. So when they started immediately with the love bombing, literally all the red flags went up, and I started getting very uncomfortable and started to get that wonderful anxiety that comes with my diagnosis. So they had to play a little bit of a different game with me. They had to come on like, well, they were just like me. They had the same diagnosis. Oh, look, we like all the same bands. Let me tell you about this book I just read. And they will get in there and they will deflect all of those initial red flags if you're hyper cautious like I am, by almost becoming an alternative of you. Just different enough from you to not set off another alarm bell, but enough like you to make you start ignoring all those initial red flags that I was getting in the beginning that made me so uncomfortable.
Sorry about that. You go through a lot. It's really hard, Tiffany, what you go through. I mean, I really got to give you credit. You've gone through hell and back. I mean, not that other people haven't. I've read things, I've read comments, but I know for a fact you've gone through hell. And I'm just glad you came here today. I just want to thank you for being here and being brave enough, to speak about it. It's very hard. It's very hard. I mean, I know Gary said things. I've said things about what we've gone through. It's hard. I mean, for me, it took this community to open up. If it wasn't for this community, I don't know if I would have just hid it for the rest of my life. I didn't really want to bring it up because I felt like, I don't know, I just embarrassed, I guess. I felt like, oh yeah, man, you shouldn't be talking about this, about yourself, But through you guys, you could see, and there's other people in here who said things about how they, like Steve was another one, what he went through, so it's good. It comes on both ends. No one's innocent here. It could come on either side of the spectrum, either gender, and I'm just worried because I don't want someone representing me or anybody else in the community who we all know is pretty, I'm going to curse here, pretty fucking obvious. The overwhelming evidence that was presented. And like this appeal says, how do you ignore this? How do you find this finding against my client and continue to ruin his reputation? Because this finding kicked him off Fantastic Beasts. And I don't know, that upset me because I think they should have waited. I didn't like the way they carried themselves. It really bothered me. Why couldn't they wait?
She's only doing it for satisfaction, though.
What happened?
Amber Heard is only doing this for satisfaction. She loves hurting him. She loves it. It's disturbing how much she loves to hurt the people she says she loves, and yet look what she's doing to him. She's got some pretty sadistic behavior. The way she's going on with him, it's disturbing.
Not only sadistic, it's kind of a masochistic type personality too. It's like she's never satisfied until she has something that's wrong with her, something that she has to complain about and fight about. You know what I mean? She loves being hurt. I don't know. It's weird. She always has to be in some kind of conflict to make her day bright.
Yeah, that's how I grew up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, being when I was in the service and on special teams and seeing the different shit I've seen and gone through, and God forgive me, some things that I've had to do. It's like, it's a mentality, and when you bring that up, Gary, I can kind of see it for myself. Sometimes when you come back, when you get back from Tiffany has skills.
I love that comment. It's so funny. I'm sorry. It said Amanda said Tiffany has BS bullshit skills. She can see right through Amber. I love it. I had to post that.
That's hilarious.
What can I say? I love my facts. I don't like when people want you to make decisions based off of emotional impulses, just believe all women. I'm like, no, I will not believe anybody regardless of facts. I can't do that. that goes against all logic.
And that's what I don't understand. How are there people out here, including Judge Nickel, who actually believe this woman after we know it's on a recording, after we know history, arrest history, all this stuff, the witnesses, the people who work in the building that seen her the day after she claimed the guy abused her, who's seen Elon Musk in the building when Johnny Depp is away filming and he's in a private elevator hugging her. I mean, come on, wait, hold on. There you go. Ignorance. There you go. Ignorance. Yeah, I just don't get how people sit there and fight. Oh, what about this? What about what? What's your argument? I have yet to see an Amber Heard channel. Have any of you been on YouTube on this platform and seen somebody with an Amber Heard channel? Because I'm still looking.
Two.
You have, Diamond.
I found two
Two of them.
But they do not allow comments and they do not show the amount of likes and dislikes they have.
Ooh.
That pisses me off. One thing that I've always been upset about, and you guys have all perused my channel and know my feelings. Look, I may not like what people say that could be BS towards me. But if you have an opinion, I'm not going to silence your opinion and block your comment unless it's really stupid and ignorant. But for the most part, I let a lot of stuff go because that is your opinion. If you don't like and respect what I have to say, I want to hear why. I want to engage, and maybe you'll give me a perspective that I never thought about. If you want to defend someone like, say, Amber Heard, fine, present your facts. Tell me what it is that maybe I don't see that you do. Maybe you see something differently. Now, that's not saying we're going to agree, but it's opening dialogue. And when people are so afraid to open that dialogue, they know the truth. Anyone who has a good, reasonable, logical argument, they won't close you down. They'll present facts and evidence. But I've seen it 1,000 times with different channels, right? They just want to spout nonsense, and they don't want that back and forth because they don't have anything to argue with. They have nonsense.
Thank you.
They have,
Thank you.
No proof.
I've had that. I'm going to tell everybody this. I've had that in the comment section a couple of times, and I questioned them, and I went back at them, and I waited for answers, and I got none. And I'm like, okay, so if you're going to spew venom here, come back at me. Let me hear what you got for me. And I get nothing. And I'm like, I'm like, so why you come here just what? To get attention? I don't get it. I just wanted to do this real quick. Julia, thank you so much. She didn't say anything. I mean, you could have, if you wanted to ask the panel something or anybody in particular, or you could have said whatever you want, but you didn't. So I just want to thank you anyway. It's very nice of you. Julia, again, thank you. And Linda and Donald and all of you. I mean, I really appreciate it so much. You guys are just terrific. And this community is great. And I love how, I don't care what channel you go to whatever channel you want. I don't care. You see that December was and I said this before, December was an atrocious month for so many people in this community that suffered, went through some kind of suffering. I saw it on Twitter. I saw it on YouTube, and I felt bad. And we all stuck together, And General, you went through something. My friend Mary Mayhem went through something. Other people, and the community just said, no, we're not going to take this. We're going to help each other out. And people came and cared and sent comments and love. And it was beautiful. I'm like, man, this is the most fantastic community I've ever seen. The love that, hey, you're going to get through this. We're here for you. Talk to me. Send me an email. Send me a DM. We'll talk. I love it. It doesn't matter who it is. It's just the love here is absolutely incredible. Like you feel it every time. And I love it. I love you guys. I think you guys, everybody in the panel here, in the chat, it makes it so special because it's like, oh man, I want to talk to somebody. Well, great. Talk to anybody. We're all here for you. Talk to anybody. Anybody's here for you. Don't think you're alone. You're not. It's just a fantastic community we have here.
Yeah, we love you too, my brother.
Well, I mean, go ahead.
Here's the thing. From my own personal experience, I just recently was acquired by this community, That's a joke between me and Stevie because I joke about acquiring him on my channel every now and again. So Stevie, if you watch this, that one's for you anyways. You know, he highlighted me to this. Now I'm fairly new to getting to know everyone, which is why I wanted to do interviews, get everyone on my channel, get to really get an insight on them. But from what I just encountered myself with my own personal situation, people I had no clue who they were, or I barely spoke to them, and they were willing to donate to help me and my girlfriend out, which we are internally grateful for. I don't know anybody on a personal level, but here they are willing to come together. And this is the other thing that makes me unreasonably upset, is that I've seen this before. And Rob, we come from the Star Wars side. I've seen this before where they attack people, and yet all of these people you call bots, all of these people you call fake and phony, they really talk to me. They're really here on a panel right now. They're really people. And yet, to make themselves feel better, to discredit and continue the narrative going, the media has to treat people like they're non-existent. And I can do a Pepsi challenge right now. Look at anything that has come out that's been against the media story, and then look at the keywords that they use. And I swear to God, you can follow it down the line like clockwork. They'll call you bots. They'll call you fake. They'll say you're in your mother's basement. All of the normal stuff that these people come out and say. And, you know, that's why, like, I respect everyone here on the panel. I respect everyone in the chat. I mean, I respect people who donated their hard-earned money to help out a guy they never met. Now, if that's a community of robots, then I guess I'm a robot too.
You know what it is, when these Amber Heard fans or people who don't agree with your opinion, the reason that they come out cursing or swearing or whatever stupidness, the kind of violence, again, it just shows that who they are. They don't got anything. They don't got anything. Because we could say, okay, you want to talk about her. Okay, let's talk about her past. Let's talk about his past. What do you got for me? Well, yeah, that you don't got anything there for me. Okay, let's talk about the employees who worked in the building. What do you got for me? Do you have any of them say that Johnny did something? We heard noises. Johnny was screaming. He came out drunk. He was on drugs. No. And they work there. They work there. We can go on and on and on and on. And all you're going to hear is one thing. And that's why they can't come back. That's why they got to insult. Why did Amber insult Johnny? Why did she call him a baby? Johnny, oh, you're a baby. I didn't punch you. I know what a punch feels like. Why? She had nothing because she knew she did it. So the only thing she could think psychologically was to try and put him down. And if I could put him down, I can control him. And that was what it was all about with her. It was control to get his money, to use him in every sense for her and her friends. Her fame to catapult her career. She did not love this guy. She didn't love this guy.
Well, she also made a mistake too. She insulted everybody here. She's insulting all of you fine people in the chat. She made the one fatal mistake that you do not make in a situation like this. You want to prove your case, that's fine, whatever. I've dealt with the Brie Larsons and Jennifer Lawrences, okay? I'm not a fan of them. They've all said stupid things from time to time. But what really sets Amber apart from the pack is that she also chooses to use the same lines that they have used, but here's the difference. Brie Larson's just annoying. Jennifer Lawrence is just annoying. All of these people, they're just annoying and have whacked out political ideology. You know, that's whatever. But her, she abused someone. And then she has the audacity to speak for victims. And that's what sets her apart from the rest of the pack of Hollywood wackos we're dealing with now, is that she has the audacity. The biggest thing that upsets me is she has the nerve to sit there in a crowd. Just picture someone going into a crowd of people who have actually suffered, who have actually been abused and gone through these horrible things. And this charlatan, this fake comes in and pretends. That's the
biggest thing that annoys me is she pretends to know what other people who have gone through have felt like. And to me, that's the biggest insult, the biggest crime. It spits in the face and it insults everyone who's victim. And that within itself needs to be called out.
I agree.
Right, man. You're absolutely right. And did you hear Diamond? She barked as soon as you made that point, man.
I know. I was like, oh, okay.
It was the pit bull. Look.
I know. Beautiful, beautiful. No, but you're absolutely right, man. It's a huge slap in the face. Not to mention stealing someone else's horrific story and using it for yourself.
Disgusting.
Come on, man.
It is disgusting. Absolutely.
That's ridiculous.
I just quickly want to get to this, and I'm going to let Diamond and you guys, Tiffany, say what they want. Megan gives me a super sticker, and so did Hooray of Peace. So I want to get to it real quick. They both are. So I'm going to put both of them up there. That's Megan above, and that's Hooray of Peace in the bottom. And I just want to say thank you so much. So I got to do this because the area, and I got to do what's the other one? Okay.
Oh, the twerk? Oh,
no. I gotta blow kisses to everybody. So thank you, Hooray. Thank you, Megan, so much. I just wanted to get into it. My daughter says thank you in the background. And your dog is awesome, by the way, Diamond. Adorable. Oh my God.
Thanks.
You want to see? Maya wants to see your dog. Is that okay?
He's right over there. He's playing guard. He's the guard dog of this house. So
yeah.
There, see him?
There he is.
Yeah.
I love him.
He's cute, she said.
You should see his sister. She's here somewhere too. Oh, she's lying down on the couch over there.
Okay, so let me continue with the appeal. I haven't got much into it. We've only got to 6. 7 is basically just saying real quick, and then I'm going to ask Tiffany and Diamond about their thoughts on number 8. 7 basically just says the judgment to be reviewed in appeal. Okay, but particularly given the weight of the reasons which renders the findings that the trial judge reached plainly are wrong and unsafe. I found that pretty interesting. And then we'll get to number 8. The judgment is plain, like he said, plainly wrong, and or the trial judge failed to examine the evidence and the arguments with care that the parties were entitled to expect, which a proper resolution of the issues demanded for the following reasons, any one of which would be sufficient to justify setting aside the decision in favor of the respondents, but which taken render the judgment unsafe. So they're basically saying, listen, if you give me a reason, we got you, but you didn't give us any reasons. And so that's why we're appealing this thing. We're trying to figure out how did the judge find these findings of fact? It just doesn't make any sense to us. And so, Tiffany, I'll let you say whatever you would like to say about that.
Okay, well, first of all, you can't just make a judgment and say, I believe her, because when you have a country of men, sons, brothers, dads, uncles who may be going through the same situation Johnny is, and when you say, I believe her just because, how is that going to make them feel about coming forward if something's going on? Whether it's going on at home or a female outside, maybe at work, it is unsafe if you're not willing to look at the facts this one man is bringing, even though she's a woman. Give a reason. You have a country that has just as many men as women when you're talking about the UK. You're sending a message to men that their pain and their suffering, the suffering of their sons, doesn't matter. When you just say, I believe her because she was under oath in spite of this mountain of evidence.
Yeah, I even understand that too. It baffles me when you have 19 witnesses, two police officers. That's 21 people telling you what happened, and it's like, oh, that's nice. Yeah, you're 21. Oh, that's nice. But you know what? I believe her. Like, what? I'm baffled. But Go ahead, Gary, you want to say something? Go ahead.
Oh, I'm just saying, Tiffany, you're absolutely right on that, and it is very, very unsafe because it makes people, like true victims, feel like they're. How am I gonna come forth now with my story? Because if it was so easy to be overturned for Johnny when he was clearly the victim, what chance do I have of winning this case? You know what I mean? What chance do I have of proving what happened to me? It can be overturned just like that, especially if you're a man.
Yeah, and that's why when you said before, Gary, when you were talking about I just do it because that's another thing you think in the back of your head, like, well, if they don't believe this guy, why would they believe me? Why would they believe my story?
Exactly. And it's gonna make many men be afraid to come forth with their story. But I mean, everybody. That's the kind of ironic part about this, though, because everybody's seeing how all this is playing out. So, it should make it be a little more easier to believe men's stories now because of what's transpiring with this. Hopefully, and hopefully with the VA case, hopefully it goes his way. I'm not going to try to jinx anything. I'm just praying for it to go the right way. But, hopefully it'll turn out that way. So.
Diamond, yeah, well, you want to say anything?
Yes, I honestly believe the judge should be questioned on his decision in front of these 3 judges. They need to ask him, and he needs to give a straight answer as to why the decision he made. Like, what was the evidence that thwarted his decision and that made him decide that she was believable? What exactly would he have to say, though? Compared to the evidence he had.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. Like, I like. The son, here was the evidence, Amber Heard. That was it. That was what the son presented. They said, okay, well, now she's coming. Hey, we're saved. Good. We'll just use what she has to say, and that's it. I'm like, okay, but it doesn't show anything. It's like I work in a courthouse, and I always said this every single time. The judge says, listen, I base it on facts, on evidence, on common sense and law, and that's how I make a decision. And if I don't have those things, how can I say, okay, well, you're right, just because you're here, just because you're female, or hey, that makes you innocent. And it doesn't. There's people who are female who are in prison. I mean, so yeah, seriously, they've done murders and things too. So it goes both ways. And it just wows me that this person, so-called judge, just makes a decision not based on these elements. I'm like, how is this guy on the bench? How do you not recuse himself? I don't get it.
He should have recused himself. When he made that decision, I honestly felt betrayed because I'm a DV survivor and an SA survivor.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Oh, wow.
Yeah. I've had an ex that pretty much was a good manipulator, knew the right words to say. Only when he broke up with me over the phone, he broke my heart. He almost drove me to commit suicide, and he knew that. He didn't care.
Jeez.
He didn't
Oh,
care.
man,
You got them pit bulls, girl.
Yeah.
Look at that head. Oh my God, it's huge. It's bigger than yours. So beautiful. Oh, I want to pet him.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Everybody's so cute, Diamond. That's what Silver Whittle said.
Yeah. He's just trying to comfort me, I guess.
I'm sorry, Diamond. I'm sorry you went through what you went through. I mean, was it really? Did it get like really bad? I mean, I don't want to pry too much. I don't want to,
One of the counselors overheard me telling my best friend this, and they had us sent to the school psychologist's office.
Oh,
and
wow.
She had us realizing what he was doing to me and to her, because he dated my best friend too.
Jesus.
The counselors actually caught him cheating on me with her.
Well, Diamond, if he ever comes around again, me, General Zod, and Rob will come whoop his ass for you. And Tiffany's gonna get the last hit in.
Yeah, Tiffany takes no BS. We know that. Tiffany's got those see-through eyes, man. She could feed right through them. So Well, again, I'm glad that everybody's in a better place, of course, because, we've all, not everybody, but a lot of people have been there. And that's why we're fighting so hard. We're trying to get our voices heard. We're trying to say, hey, look, we're here, we're speaking, we're signing petitions. We're doing YouTube videos, we're doing live streams, people are chatting, people are talking, trying to get the word out that, listen, you can't let this woman get away. And we don't want this woman who would pay 25 or 33,000, whatever it is, for this woman to speak on our behalf. I mean, who would pay this kind of money? I don't understand who would literally do that.
If they do pay her, it's just going to backfire, and they're just going to lose more money from then on.
Yeah, I don't understand. And everything about this appeal that I'm reading real quick, trying to skim through, basically saying how I'm going to go real quick. It's like 5 more reasons, but they're basically saying how the judge fails to consider everything. How he considers about one of the assaults alleged by Miss Heard in a confidential judgment did not happen. He talks about like the allegations, like the evidence, like how do you make this? How do you give her credibility?
That's funny though. That's funny that you say that, because it is the one that she said in private that he didn't agree with, but everything else she said in public under oath. Oh, it must be true because she's saying it under oath. Ridiculous.
Yeah, because serial killers, robbers, drug dealers, any heinous crime that's ever been committed, they've been honest, right? Anyone see Ted Bundy in court? Quite charming guy. Murdered a bunch of people. Was proven through those tapes. He said he was innocent. So really, at that point, if you're going by that logic, then hell, why do we have anybody have other witnesses disproving or proving a theory, right? Why do you need other perspectives if you could just trust everybody off of their word? I think they said it best. One of my favorite shows, House, where Hugh Laurie always says, people lie. And it's the truth. People lie. You could have a gun to someone's head and say, I will kill you if you don't tell the truth about this. And you have those people who will look you in the eye and make you question yourself and go, man, they really can't be lying about it. But they could. You have pathological liars in this world. She is one of them. And you have people who can so convincingly lie to your face, you actually question yourself for questioning them. There are people like that. They exist. They're good manipulators. The biggest thing that really upsets me about this is the same reasons, if you look through the whole thing, the same reasons the judge says he won't accept what Johnny Depp puts forward is the same reasons he says for Amber Heard he will accept. Putting forward, like, he backtracks because on the one hand he said, I threw it out because of this, and then, well, you accepted this, and it's because Amber Heard put it. Well, you just said you threw out a witness for Depp because you feel like they would favor Depp, but yet you take Amber Heard as a witness for a business. Look, does no one see the thing that's run off the offset of that whole entire statement within itself? Like that right there, I'm saying.
And Josh maybe Drew is all of a sudden some kind of great witness. That's true, really.
He cost himself all of his credibility believing Amber Heard.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually get into that because there's a whole statement about this in the appeal, which is really interesting since you guys are bringing it up. But I just want to thank Haley Angie. Says, Gary, I have a guitar, but I don't know how to play it. Will you teach me?
Hey, DM me on Twitter. We'll work that out.
There you go. If anybody knows, it's definitely Gary, man. Aham says, Zod, yeah, everyone on the witness stand swore to tell the truth. So who lied?
The judge.
The irony of that is what Gary said. At the end of the day,
I'll put it back up. I'll put it back up.
Out of everyone who swore to tell the truth, the person who's supposed to uphold the law is the person who lied about the verdict, or I'm sorry, didn't lie, but conveniently chose to believe certain. Because I don't want to be shown as this person who's just throwing shade. Okay, so they conveniently chose to believe one particular side over another.
Funny enough,
it's
when the judge
astonishing.
said he believed Amber, he made no mention about the Sun newspaper at all.
Yeah.
He didn't make any
That's-
mention about them. And they were the other side. It was between Johnny Depp and the Sun, not between him and Amber Heard. But that's what he made it sound like.
I feel like Tiffany wants to chime in on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Tiffany go ahead.
Go ahead, girl.
That's very interesting. If the case was against the Sun, why in the world was the judge focused on Amber Heard? That doesn't even make any sense.
Exactly. I agree. And Haley, I just want to say thank you. And again, Gary said if you had Twitter, make sure you DM him or you get in touch with him. He'll help you out with that. So I just wanted to say thank you again. If I didn't give you a proper thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it. Everybody. I really appreciate it. So I'm going to go over the credibility part of the appeal. Almost done with the appeal, actually, but it's good. I'll get it in. It says here that the judge failed to examine or assess properly the credibility of Miss Heard or other principal witnesses on behalf of the Sun by ignoring contrary and relevant evidence relied upon by Johnny Depp that undermined his such credibility or the amount which was given. That's huge. That is huge. It seems that having uncritically accepted at the outset that Miss Heard must have been correct in her allegations. Oh my God!
Must have been. She must have been.
I'd like him to ask Tasia Van Ray that if that was relevant.
Oh my!
He should have had a chat with Tasia Van Ray.
I love it. And the trial judge discounted evidence to the contrary. That's beautiful. Even attributing to her evidence, which she did not give in order to cater for the obvious weakness or improbabilities in her evidence. So he's saying that her evidence was even messed up. It wasn't even in order. It was all over the place. And your credibility for the Sun was, like you said, Diamond, Amber Heard. That was their big evidence. What she said, and only what she said. It didn't matter what everything he presented. So from the outset, he had already decided this case.
Mm-hmm.
You were saying, Diamond?
Here's what boggles my mind.
To his owner. He was
okay. Go ahead, Zod.
Here's what boggles my mind about this is it's been pointed out to me when I've gotten into let's say friendly debates with idiots. It's been pointed out to me. And they've said, oh, well, this isn't a case between Amber Heard or Johnny. This is just the case between the Sun. Okay, you guys have just made the winning argument for everybody who's ever disputed this. This case, as I understood it, was between the Sun and Johnny Depp. The Virginia case is Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp. So riddle me this. How in the world are you allowed to, first off, include a witness that your statements in your paper is about? So right there, she shouldn't be a credible witness if she's mentioned as the piece for your article. But we'll glaze over that for a second. Okay, so how is it that you are going up against this newspaper, but no one, like, oh, say maybe the editor or the person who wrote the damn article, nobody who was involved in writing the actual piece was charged with anything or even asked to come up and make a statement? Joe the coffee guy, the freaking bagel guy, nobody was mentioned. And the whole debate, the whole suit, in essence, is supposed to be a suit against the paper. And this is the whole clever thing about it when you really read between the lines, is that the smartest thing to do is, instead of nobody like getting the green bulb turned on and realizing, hey, why are they not talking to, the son? They deflected it and they turned it and switched everyone's focus to Amber Heard. Because then you have all these morons come out and go, oh yeah, she's right. And I would challenge you and go, well, the case isn't about her. Why is she even in this? This is the son slandering a man's name with no credible proof. This goes to almost like abusing freedom of speech, if you want to get really technical about it. They abused their privilege to write about someone, and there are rules in journalism. There is in journalistic integrity. They broke that. And they put their personal feelings and their bias, like the media does, into an article, and they were supposed to be held accountable for that action. But what did they do? They do what Hollywood does. They shift the focus and threw it on her. That's exactly what this is. She doesn't even really have a reason to be there. So why has no one brought that up? Like, it's the son versus Johnny. Get someone from the son. Get the fucking coffee guy.
Yeah. That's the same point that Tiffany was making earlier too, man. It was supposed to be against the son, yeah? None of them went on the stand. They made this completely about Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. And this was a case against the son again. So why did she have to make this public announcement to the media outside of the court while Johnny's judge was giving his last words? Or not judge, his lawyer. You know what I mean? It was just, it was completely rude, first of all. And, oh, Jesus, it was just a total PR move. Total PR move.
Tiffany?
Well, the fact of the matter is, if the son was so confident in the story that they let out, why in the name of God did they have to go dig up Amber Heard to go make their case for them? If they practiced actual journalism, they would be like, well, we can back it up with this fact, that fact, this fact. We have this here. We have this here. We have this other source. Why was it that it had to be Amber Heard by her lonesome to come and save the son's, we'll just say hindquarters so you don't get donetized. But why did she have to be the one to come and save them? If they're supposed to be respected journalists, why couldn't they come up and say, well, here's the facts. This is what we found out when we background searched this after she submitted this op-ed. This is what we looked into before we greenlight this to let this article go.
Yeah, I mean, I think you all hit on a point. Diamond, you want to say anything about it?
Honestly, this whole thing probably wouldn't have blown up as much as it did if the judge hadn't really said anything. And that whole thing with because I saw this video of Amber Heard's body language being questioned, and one video I saw he pointed out how tired Amber Heard looked during that speech when she wore all black. Her hair was loose, and it was before she had to go back and put in her statement. So apparently she's actually not getting that much sleep with all this happening.
Yeah, but well, she dug her own grave. We all know that Johnny tried to do this privately. We all know that he said, listen, let's just do it private. Let's go to the media. Let's just tell them we're going to handle it. And that's it. She refused. So I don't feel bad for someone who refused, lie, tries to pretend it's all him. Hey, you got to believe me. The judge is going to believe me and not you. And I think she knew something, because to say a statement that the judge would believe me and not you is pretty... It's like, wait a minute, like, how would you know that? You know, I bet her, like I said, I really think her lawyer was in cahoots with the judge. You know, like I said, there's that connection with the co-author, his wife and her, and the mentor. For her to know that, to say something like just blatantly, like, I'm not worried, you're going to get hurt. He's like, no, we're going to get hurt. It's not just me.
Yes.
Go ahead.
He was
Rob, you're absolutely right. I just want to say that it was just really hard for me to bring out my troublesome personal life and to bring it out before the whole world. Oh God. Thank you for your support all over the world and these wonderful, wonderful statements and all this support. I'm Amber Heard.
Gary, you got to flick the hair. They said you got to flick the hair.
I was crying, man. It's
You know who I thought you were at first? I thought you were trying to be Judge Nickel with the wig. That's what I thought. That's what I thought you were going for.
Oh, hold on, maybe we can do that. Let's
Yeah,
see.
you could.
I believe you, Amber Heard. You're saying this under oath. It must be true. I believe you. Shut up, woman. You're saying too much. I got you. I will fill in the blanks for you.
Is he trying to get under her skirt or something? I mean,
Oh man, that was great, man. I love it. I told you when I go live, we don't know what's gonna happen. This channel goes all over the place. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Oh man, on your channel,
Oh shit!
anything goes.
Anyway, as Megan says, I love your live streams. They make me laugh so hard. Listen, we gotta laugh once in a while, man. We can be serious, but once in a while, it's just fun to just have a good time, man. Gary, that was great. I love that. That was perfection. Everybody's giving you love, Gary. By the way, everybody was giving Diamond love before. I don't know if you saw it. Other people, I think Amanda was asking you also for guitar lessons. This Amanda, she's like, "Oh, can I get them too?" She asked. So I don't know if you saw it. I was trying to post it as you guys were talking. Not trying to be rude. I just try to give everybody, they're just do. Oh boy, Gary, there it is. Oh boy, Gary.
Yeah, I'm your boy Gary, but Diamond is our champion, that's for sure. And Tiffany, you have autism, right?
Yeah, I have a autism spectrum disorder, they call it now. I was originally diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, but since the DSM-5 came out, they got rid of it. So now all of us are under this confusing umbrella of the same disorder with a number.
I hear you. Well, my niece is autistic as well, so I salute to you. I love her to death. She's amazing, and so are you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Now, Tiffany, could you explain to everybody what exactly it is, like what it causes or how it, anything like that? Because I'm sure some people like me were like, what is that? I'm a little, I don't understand it. Pardon my ignorance, but I'm just really curious if you care to talk about it.
Okay, so autism spectrum disorders is basically an umbrella term that covers a myriad of people with autistic traits. Those traits can vary. Now, most in the community do not like the titles of high functioning or low functioning because it can fluctuate depending on the day. Some people can be nonverbal a good majority of the time, but do actually have ability to speak. It's gotten confusing in the last few years since they've gotten rid of the actually labeled names that used to be called Canner's autism, and then you had Asperger's syndrome on the other side. I think they just made everything more confusing when they changed it up and said so when they were first bringing out the new diagnostic tools. But basically, it hampers to a degree with social interactions. If you're female like me, you tend to learn to mimic other females, so it's not as noticeable in females as it is in males. The sensory, like I can smell or taste colors, I can hear sounds like electric lighting, especially fluorescent lighting that nobody else hears, that sort of thing. Most meltdowns are due to being overwhelmed by too many smells, too many sounds, too many people bumping into you at once.
Oh wow.
And yeah, basically all of us have the 13 signs of autism. It's just to the what varying degree are you affected by what trait.
Wow.
That's so cool, though. That's very interesting, actually. But I'm pretty sure that there's a couple things that you can just really hone into, right? Like my niece, when it comes to music, she's just like this freaking musical genius. She just really hones in on something and can really like what are things that you really focus on?
Well, music does happens to be one of them in high school, and if I still had my flute, my ex didn't freaking take that as well as everything else. I played flute. I used to be able to listen to a song once, and once I practice this once, get a few wrong notes, I'd be able to play it by ear. Also, it turns out, and I found out by accident, I'm kind of an idiot savant when it comes to disability rights politics. Been a disability rights self-advocate and an autism self-advocate for 13 plus years. I first got it started with all of that back in 2006, right as the Judge Rotenberg case was really just busting out. And that's kind of what interests me in Johnny's case, particularly with the naysayers for Johnny, because the Rotenberg Center, when that broke out, when a boy was electroshocked 31 times over a 7-hour period on a 4-point board for refusing to take off his coat. It happened out in Canton, Massachusetts. They'd also make these kids wear electrodes with a backpack attached to their arms, their ankles, their legs, and if they displayed behaviors, they would shock them. Well, when this got out in the news, like Johnny, we had a video. And the first judge that saw the case said, no, you cannot see that video. We will not admit it as evidence, when the mother brought the suit for the guy that got shocked 31 times. So those of us that were fighting that case know a lot of how that feels, to have solid evidence be denied by a judge saying, no, it's not harming them. No, they're violent. No, they need this to stop being violent to others. They wouldn't recognize it for what it was.
God.
And just like with these trolls for Amber Heard, a lot of us advocates, we were getting death threats. We were being told that we should just go and kill ourselves and that we just didn't understand. We were being called all kinds of things. That's kind of why my channel took the tone that it did, because I have fought these kinds of people before. I know what they're like. I know what they're willing to stoop to. I know what people like Amber Heard are like and what they're willing to stoop to. So I started changing my channel around because, forewarned is forearmed. You gotta know how these trolls work so they don't get inside your head, because if they get inside your head and you internalize that, then they will be able to use that against you.
My God, Tiffany, man, I didn't know none of that. That's why I'm glad you explained that to give people better understanding. I'm sure I'm not the only one that didn't understand, but that's horrible, man. I can't, man. I've been shocked, because they were testing my nerves and they took a test and they wanted to see if it was okay and whatever because of a sports injury. But I mean, that thing hurt. I mean, and they did that to me a few times, and man, I remember it was just maybe 5 minutes, and I was like, my God, that's shocking. Was no joke, That was just my arm. I can't imagine doing that. You say what, 31 times in what, 7-hour period?
Yep, and it took us literally, that court case lasted with appeal after appeal, 13, well, actually started in 2002 when I was still in high school. I jumped in 06. So it actually took 16 years to finally be able to get those shops banned from the school.
God, I can't picture that. I can't picture that. I just,
Yeah. See,
it sounds inhumane.
this is awesome. I'm glad that you're, speaking about this right now, because I believe Trap the Gamer is autistic as well. And there's a comment they said here that I feel better after hearing this. So, speaking about this really helps.
Yeah, he says I'm not alone. See? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know Mike, and he's a
No,
really
you're not
nice
alone.
guy.
Not
Yeah,
alone.
he's a really nice guy. But this is why I like this community. This is why I like to do things, because people who sit here and hide and lurk in the back and say, I'm just not gonna say anything. If now through all these videos and live streams and whatever, if you don't see out there that you are not by yourself, well, look, let us be an example. Look at us have gone through. Look at some of the people in the chat have gone through. We're not joking. We're not saying this for any reason but the truth. It's what it is. This is what it is. This is what people have experienced. So, just like Mike said, you're not alone, Mike. You're not alone.
The biggest thing that upsets me about this is when I hear stuff like that, because look, I went into the service because of what happened at 9/11. Yes, kids, I'm actually old enough to remember that and have gone through classes. I got the phone call like everyone else. The shock looks. I lived through that. I lived in New York during that time. Almost, I lost a aunt, and I almost lost my uncle in that incident. And so, like everyone else who was upset about it at the time, it motivated me to want to get into the service. But then I realized that the world is not so black and white. Good and evil are, there's a gray in between there that happens. And when I came back, a realization hit me. And it kind of goes to your point, Tiffany, is that sometimes I've always had this feeling like all of the things I've done and all the things some people won't hear about until about 10, 20 years later when they declassify this stuff is so that people could be selfish, greedy, manipulative, and pull shit like this is another reason why I get upset about it, because it's like those awesome rights you have to make claims that aren't true, or those people who do horrible things to people who have real issues that need to be dealt with without freaking electroshock therapy. What are we in, like the 1930s? That shit shouldn't even exist anymore.
That's ridiculous.
It's horrible. And it just really upsets me. It's probably why I rant a lot, and my girl's always in the background going, honey, could you please keep it down just a little bit? But I get upset because it's like I spent years. I lost a good friend. I watched a friend of mine get shot in the head right in front of me. And we were both from the same part of New York. We both had a daughter. I haven't talked about it in years. I tend to do what most of us do and ignore it and drink a lot. But
everybody has a crutch, my man. Everybody has a crutch. You're not the only one. Everybody has.
And when I think about it, I think the biggest thing and why I started YouTubing and venting it out this way is because of hearing your guys' stories. So Tiffany, thank you, because hearing other people go through things helps me. Because sometimes I wake up in the morning and I go, what the hell did I fight 10 years for? Does anyone appreciate it? Does anyone, has it impacted anyone? And it really gives me perspective that there is still things here on a lesser scale. Now I'm fighting with a different medium, but I'm fighting with words. And it's important. I mean, and that's the whole thing with Johnny Depp, isn't it? The power of words. Being called something that you are not, being accused of something is just as devastating as pulling the trigger on someone, because it's a different kind of devastating. It's calling someone something that they're not, destroying. Just think about this, folks. With words, destroying a man's career, a legacy of great works being destroyed because of a lie. That's a powerful thing. And people really underestimate how powerful words are and how deadly they can be. Thank you. I always feel weird when people say that to me. Look, I did what I did because I believed in what I was doing. I was in Africa, and there was a lot of bad things going on there. I like to think I helped out a little bit, but really, when I came back and I saw all these people, they complain about their cell phone, bitching from Hollywood stars and stuff, and then I've seen what I've seen. I'm like, why does this matter? Why do you care? Why is this so significantly? Why do you need to be the center of attention like this? With all of this stuff that's going on, why aren't we focusing on the bigger issues like that? And that's the other thing that really upsets me about this, is because it's clear she just wants attention and negative attention and building a reputation on the back of someone else. And somewhere in there, Tiffany, I understand, and I really commend you for your fight. I think it's a hell of a thing that you've done. I think you got a unique kind of knowledge and perspective, and you go, girl.
Well, thank you. Real quick, I think one of the things that get lost in all this, I know we kind of focus on the fact that this is a male who suffered from abuse, but what we seem to forget is Johnny has a disability. He's one of us neurodivergent folks. ADHD is considered a neurodiverse diagnosis. So he's also part of that horrible statistic of people with disabilities who are preyed upon by these people. Our disabilities almost used entirely against us by these people in order to take from us. So he's a part of that group as well. And I feel like that kind of gets lost a little bit with all the other nonsense and horrible stuff this case brings up.
What I love about this is I've had each one of you say something, and every time you guys share your story or what you've gone through, the love, I can't believe the comments. It's like, first it was Gary and everybody put love in it, and then it was Diamond, and then it was Tiffany, and then it was Zod. And again, this is what I'm talking about, that the people can feel, the people understand, we're all human. We all go through things. If you guys be brave enough to speak about what you've gone through, it's just an incredible experience. And it's good to see that you're speaking out. Like, my friend Trap, he probably felt, his name is Mike, he probably felt like, I'm the only one. And now Tiffany speaks out and he's like, wow, now I feel a little better. She's got a YouTube, I got a YouTube. It makes me feel a little better that I found someone now who I could relate to, that, that I feel better than I'm not all by myself here, that people can now understand what I go through. And it's really, me. I think Haley also said her son goes through that. She said, Mike, my son is the same. Yeah. So it's, again, it's amazing how we come from all over the place, all over the world. We're fighting for Johnny. We're fighting for his rights. And then everybody goes through this. And not only that, but what Tiffany's going through herself, but what she has gone through, in her past with her former, partner. To have all that, what she's going through, plus that on top of it is just, I don't want to use that word because that's the wrong word to use right now, but I'll say, I don't know, what kind of word could I use without offending? Let me use, I was going to say shocking, but that's not the word I want to use right now. I was going to say, that horrible, the experience, the nightmares, oh my God, like, how do you put up, you already have issues, and now you got to put up with that on top of it, with this guy who's abusive to you. It's just too much. I don't know how you handled it. God bless you. I really don't know. I don't get it. You're amazing. Your willpower, your strength, it's just incredible. And General, I just want to thank you for service too. It's somebody said that in the chat. It's very brave. Believe me, it takes guts to want to go, whether there's a war or not, and that you go, because you don't know, your life could be on the line. 1 minute everything could be fine. You're doing what's right for you and your country, what you believe in, or whatever it is that you want to do it. And next minute you could lose an arm, you could lose a leg, you could lose something in your life that you can't have again. You could be dead. And you're a young guy. How many service people have died for this country? Tons and tons of people.
Too many to count. Let me tell you something. I went to Somalia. If anyone ever been there, it's not a great vacation spot. It's terrible. It's hot. Africa sucks. I'm sorry. Like some people like the savannah or whatever, but I just wasn't that guy. I don't mind the heat as much as everything that can kill you that's there. Literally, even bugs are dangerous over there. But the thing that always troubled me, and I think the thing that it was so hard to talk to me about, and it's become a little bit easier to talk to over the past couple of years, is the fact that I think the thing, and I can't speak for everybody who's served, but most of my friends and other people, soldiers that I've talked to, because I've gone to the VAs and things like that, and to Chicago, Great Lakes to talk to the new cadets. I think the biggest thing that always stuck with me, and the biggest feeling you always have, is that no matter what you do, no matter what you've done, sometimes it's the inability to save the people. Over there, if you guys don't know, there's a lot of tribal wars, a lot of warlords that split that country up. And it's like whack-a-mole. You get one out of there, 15 other ones are there to take his place. And I've seen some of the most horrendous things. And I think if there's one thing that I always live with, I always can't sleep about, is that, you know, there's so much I couldn't do, so much red tape, so many times your hands are held because the freaking Congress or some other guy somewhere who sits behind a desk and knows nothing of what's going on decides you can do this or you can do that, or you have to wait and watch this whole village get destroyed and not do a damn thing about it. And I think that's the hardest thing that we all go through. And whether you've been to Iraq, Afghanistan, or wherever you've been stationed, if you've been in some kind of fighting situation like that, the hardest thing is not being able to do anything. So when I got back, I said, I'm going to be the biggest, loudest jerk on YouTube if I have to be, because I am so tired of not having the ability to be able to fight this on some level. And my girlfriend has been there. She's actually in the background here, and she's seen some nights when I've woken up and asked me, are you okay? And I have a nightmare of some kind. And I mean, we're talking, I've been out for like 4 or 5 years now. But, you know, that's the thing. I mean, yeah, and that's what drew me to this whole thing, is that at the end of the day, I refuse to have seen people that I've been close with lost, lives lost, come back to have these selfish, narcissistic, self-centered pricks that are going to tell me what my opinion should be, what my view should be, who's right, who's wrong, believe all women, all this garbage. It's like, no. When you get from your high horse and your ivory tower and you live in the freaking real world with the rest of us, and you've been in the muck and dirt and you've seen the shitty, ugly side of the world, then you can come back and tell me about believe this, believe that. But until then, you know, just like with the beginning of the pandemic, and you got these stars that come out and go, we're in this together. Really? In your $1 million homes? Really? You're going to put out a video that says we're in this together to, what was it, like Doors or something? And like, really, was that appropriate? And it's those kinds of things, just like with this whole Depp thing. It's those kinds of things that annoy me because, you know, it's like, I want it to matter what we did. All of the people that I've seen, all of the young kids that have gone from home, and now they carry the same baggage that I do. We all want the same thing.
Sorry, Zod, to interject, but my brother, he was in the Army bomb squad, and he was stationed at Fort Hood during the massacre, when those people got shot. And
yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, so when he ended up not emotionally being able to handle it, because when you're not protected on your own base on home soil, and then he comes home to hear that those fellow soldiers that he had to watch be put into their coffins be called monsters by this media machine, and he has to see his fellow veterans being treated like, I'm sorry, bro, but treated like shit. And then they're going to tell him what to think. Yeah, he has as much as a problem as I do. He's probably louder about it than I am. So I get where you're going there.
Yeah, it's I really just appreciate I appreciate that, and I appreciate everyone here on this panel and everyone here in the chat, because honestly, when I first got back, it was the people that brought me out of this rut. I mean, I didn't want to see anyone. I had panic attacks. I still, I guess, have I've been told I have PTSD, but as any good soldier, I choose to ignore psychiatry. Not smart kids. You should definitely talk to someone, but I'm of that proud era where I deal with it myself. But really, it was I became a martial arts instructor, and I had a great instructor who pulled me out of that. And I consider myself lucky, because not everyone gets someone who comes along like your Mr. Miyagi, deadly serious. I should write a book about this, but anyways, this person came, and working with kids and teaching got me out of my rut. And I'm one of the lucky ones. Like, I'm still not 100% clear, and I still have the stuff that I go through, but it was because of working with kids and things like that I got out of that. And that was adorable. But yeah, and then I met you fine folks, and it's great to hear other people who can understand what's going on.
Well, that's good. That's why sometimes if people can't relate, other people can. There's always somebody who's gone through something or knows someone that's gone through something, and that's the beauty of this. I just have to get this in. I don't have much time left.
Candy.
Oh, well, good. Enjoy your candy. I just wanted to, I probably butcher her name, but Zita, I think that's the way I say her name. She sent me a super chat. I never got to it. I just wanted to say I'm so sorry, but thank you so much. She comes here quite often in the live stream. And I just want, and he's laughing like this. So I just want to say thank you so much. It's very nice of you. It's been a very powerful stream. I've really got to tell you that, because you hear what we've all gone through, from Diamond to Gary to Zah to Tiffany to other people. It's amazing that this community is together, that we're all fighting for Johnny. I'm going to let everybody talk about their channel before I head out. And I want Diamond to say something, because she's been very quiet for the last 20, 30 minutes. I feel bad. So I definitely want Diamond to say something. And I just want to say, listen, everybody hang in there. 2021 is here. Hopefully Johnny does this in Virginia. Hopefully this is the year that we celebrate. This is the year that we stick it to Amber. We got a little bit of the appeal to go. We'll do that in the next stream. So anyway, before I get into the three great people here in their chats, I'll let Diamond have the final words, whatever she wants to say. Diamond, it's all yours. Go ahead.
Honestly, I just hope everything goes Johnny's way in Virginia this year, and Amber Heard gets exactly what she deserves, and that is to be locked up.
Short, sweet, simple. Diamond, I really want to thank you for being here tonight. Hopefully you can do it again. I know you're very busy. You got a busy schedule, but we'll work around it. I'll find another night you're free, and we could always, do another stream. So, thank you so much for being here. Seriously.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I was thrilled. I'm really happy you came. So let's get to the other guy, your boy Gary. What you got going on in the Gary Robinson channel, Mr. Gary?
No, just waiting for you guys to do streams and I can hop on.
No videos, no songs coming up, no videos.
Oh no, yeah. There's a lot going on, man. There really is. But I just wanted to say to General Zod, as a fellow soldier, I served as well. I was in the army.
Thank you, man. I didn't know that. Oh wow.
Nah, I know exactly what you're talking about and what you're going through, man. I didn't have to go through what you went through, man. The furthest I was in Korea. And there was only one time that we, got called to alert, like for real alert with live rounds, but nothing happened out of that. But just the feeling alone was just, wow. You know what I mean? But so I can only imagine what you went through with that. So respect all day long. And, Tiffany, your brother too. Yeah, it's crazy. So much love, much love, much love. And with the whole Johnny thing, yeah, it's of course we're wishing for the best for him, but I just want to say that, you know, we're all going through some stuff, and we've all been through a hell of a year last year. But I mean, just remember to love and respect each other, man. Just fill your days with love and respect. We've all lost people. We've all been through all kinds of bullshit, excuse my language, but when we wake up in the morning, that's something to be thankful about, you know? As soon as you wake up, then you make the day what it is for you. So I don't know. I'm full of all kinds of emotions right now. And seeing the pit bulls, they're so beautiful. But yeah, man, that's it, man. This has been a great stream. Great stream. It's been all over the place, full of emotion and a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff.
Yeah, it has. I love. That's why I love doing this, because I don't know what's going to happen. I can say, oh, let's talk about Johnny. Let's go here. Let's go there. And all of a sudden, it goes wherever, and I don't care, because, you know, I'm with you guys and with people in the chat and you guys in the panel, and this is what makes me love doing this. Like 2 hours goes by. Like, I don't even know what am I going to talk about for 2 hours? All of a sudden, I'm like, oh, I got to go already. What the hell? So it's pretty crazy. But so I heard from Tiffany. I heard from your boy Gary. It's time. I mean, I'm sorry. I heard from Diamond and I heard from Gary. It's time to hear from Tiffany. Tiffany, what you got going on Tiffany Daniels' channel?
Well, my channel, there's kind of no plan that I go with. It's always usually depending upon what do I see, what is the news broadcast going on today, what stupidity is the new media pulling out, or what are the AH stands and their stupidity doing now. Or if it's from my other community, actually autistic community that I'm involved with in Twitter as well, if there's something that's completely outrageous, like that Yale study that came out where they essentially scared the crap out of toddlers, and if they didn't put forth the proper fear response, they would then correct the behavior. Basically, it's kind of all geared by what I see when I wake up in the morning and throughout the afternoon. So no real plans there. I just kind of wing it by ear as I go.
Well, you know, we look forward to your channel. If you haven't subscribed to Tiffany, your boy Gary Robinson, that's his name, is his channel, Gary Robinson, and General Zod Fandom. What is it, General Zod? He'll tell you the rest of it. It's his channel. What is it again? Fandom Zone? Is that correct?
General Zod's Fandom Zone, because Phantom Zone apparently is trademarked. So
sorry. Go ahead. What you got going on your channel, Zod?
Oh man, I got so much stuff going on. I feel like a jerk because everyone was all conservative and like, you know, I got this going on. I got so much stuff planned. If you guys didn't check it out, you guys can hear the debut of my theme song on Batwoman finally killing Bruce Wayne's legacy video. I play it in the beginning of that. So you know, you can watch that article, and if you like, you know, hit that subscribe button. This Friday, I have late night talks where I pick out articles from the shills and we make fun of them because they give me endless material. And Saturday, I have an interview with my Father Zod, and we're going to talk about a surprise kind of thing. But my dad's been in talks with someone who's an actor who actually talked about some things that are going on in a respectful manner, giving me hope that there might still be some actors that are decent out there and care about their fans. So we got that coming up, and yeah, and I got a couple of other videos because apparently you guys liked when I broke down the box office with Shelby Soup. I'm going to be doing a video showing you guys how this decline from Hollywood, it was never because of Corona. What? Yeah, it was never because of Corona. The box office has been in a free fall for about 2 years. Theaters have been suffering for longer than that. And I have all of the numbers and the statistics from 2016 until now showing a slope, and that the pandemic just free fell the rest of it. But it was always in a decline. And I think that. Oh, and next Tuesday I have Come Geek Some coming on. So
Nice, nice, cool. That's awesome.
Very
yeah,
awesome.
it's he's an awesome guy. So go check me out. If you like my content, hit that subscribe button. If you don't, Zod will find you. Remember that.
Hey, man. How are you gonna compete with that accent, bro?
My hat. That's all I got going.
Oh yeah, you rock that hat. But he's got the hello, you beautiful faces. Welcome to the channel. So awesome.
Gary,
I love that.
would you like to sing General Zod's theme song before we head out?
Oh man, I can't do
You can't do that.
Yeah.
It was great, man. It was really good. It was
I
really good.
appreciate
So
that.
will you be
Zod
teaching?
should sing that. Zod should sing it.
Will you be
Only
teaching
if he
people?
wants to lose subscribers.
Will you be teaching people the guitar, Gary? Since you got all these requests.
Oh man, yeah. If you hit me up on DM, I'll do what I can for you.
Yeah, so just hit up Gary Robinson. Just look for his name. You should be able to find. If not, stop by his channel. Drop a comment in his video. He'll get in touch with you. That's also another way if you're not sure how to do it. Everybody loved the stream, and we love you guys. We're glad you all came. Please subscribe to Gary Robinson, General Zod, Tiffany Daniels, Diamond. You're great. I always thank you for being here. You're blessed with all this great panel. Great, everybody. Channel chat. Everybody had a great time. It was pretty emotional. Pretty emotional. I'm gonna go cry later. But yeah, it's pretty. I got a little choked up there. I was like, I better calm down. But you guys, listen. God bless. Let's have a better 2021. We had a horrible 20. Let's go, Johnny Depp. Let's beat this crud turd. Let's beat her in her own game. We'll go over with the last bit of appeal in my next stream. Hopefully these guys and gals will join me if they want to. If they don't, what can I do? Anyway, love you all. It's been Rob's Rules. I'll see you real soon. Be well, everybody. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.